Yes, what's your feeling on Social Security? I know people's talking about privatizing it. I can buy that.
Yeah, I've never said that we should privatize Social Security. What I have said, we should have a three-layer function. And first of all, our people 55 and older should have no changes at all. That's the beginning point before you can talk any reform. I did say...
What about the IOUs from Social Security?
The IOUs, yeah, the IOUs absolutely have to be paid back. And the problem, again, let's draw this up on the board to kind of put your questions in perspective. 2000, the whole lockbox doesn't have $1 in it. There is actually a Social Security lockbox. When I got to DC, I checked on that. It's out in West Virginia. That was Mr. Bird's deal. So the lockbox has only IOUs in it. Both parties, since Social Security was started, I think 75 years ago, both parties have taken the surplus and spent it. And so now then that lockbox only has IOUs. Now 2017 was supposed to be when we run the first deficit. In other words, we've had a surplus almost all the time, occasionally bounce into deficits. 2017, now we have deficits for the first time. 2042, the lockbox is empty, okay? So we have those two great dates in front of us. Now with current unemployment, what has happened is that this has scooted forward to 2009. So we actually ran the first deficit last year. There's a twofold effect that's going to happen when we do that. First of all, we've been borrowing from the lockbox, right? We've been taking that surplus out every year. So first of all, you can't do it, so our budget's short whatever you used to put in and pull your weight. But secondly, now we have to start repaying those IOUs to balance Social Security, and so now you have an outflow. So you don't have the inflow and an outflow, so it's a twofold effect. And I think that both parties have been shameful in doing this, in saying that we're going to spend this money. So, okay, absolutely, we must pay it back. I've never disagreed with that, absolutely. The people that are my mom's age, she's on Social Security, they've got no choice to go back and rework and replan their life. We absolutely have to honor that. Now the younger generation, somewhere we have to work something in. And the biggest fault with Social Security is number one, rate of return. That's the biggest problem with rate of return. If you, I recently looked at my Social Security, so whatever I made, I don't know exactly what it was, my Social Security was going to be about $2,200 a month, that check. I suspect that's pretty much the same for everybody. If the Social Security Trust Fund had been in just a normal, just drawing passbook savings interest over the life of Social Security, you know how much that $2,000 per family, $2,000 per worker would be today if we got normal rates of return, and this is really important here. $2,200, what would it be if we got just a normal rate of return for your average savings account for the last 75 years? Yeah. Put this up in blue. Yeah. Because 2,200. You would be getting around $8,000 per month. If you had contributed what you did and got normal rates of return for the lifetime of your work, that difference between here and here is what the government has taken away from each individual. So when I say that we've got to do something for future generations, it's in recognition of that, because we can't. There aren't enough workers now to pay. Social Security pays forward. So absolutely.